All right, next one.
Cool.
This is from my one black friend.
This is our one black friend.
I guess this is our one black friend. Okay.
Hello, I'm Captain James D. Kirk. Let's start. No way. I'm not Captain James D. Kirk. I'm Truth Surge, and you're watching Atheist Edge.
This is how easy it is to make an interesting program with your atheist meetup group. Let's make more, shall we? Nice.
Cool.
Because a lot of times we got Brandy here, we got Tilden here, so we go to a weekly, we're part of an organization here local, which if you're not part of one, go to meetup.com and search within 20 miles of your house and you're going to find one. So Metroplex Atheists, and I guess we're just getting some kudos here for having some of our fellow Metroplex Atheist guests on our show and listen to what they had to say. And this particular video was Andy, Randall, and Tilden.
Oh, okay.
And it just broke, something like 8,000 views today. So,
jeez.
I know. 3 guys just sitting chatting. They had some really intelligent things to say, and they got 8,000 views.
Jelly.
I know, right? How does that happen?
My shit doesn't get 8,000 views.
Well, you know what? Things have been changing lately. Used to, we would not break 1,000 views unless we had a big name on the show.
I bet I could get some views if I talk about what I really felt sometimes about shit.
TJ, you are free to talk about anything you want. Today, when that activist vegan comes over, though, all I ask is you try to remember that commandment to think with your head instead of your heart.
Level-headed one, and he's gonna if everything is cool, then he'll be cool.
You promise?
And if he's cool, then I'll be cool.
All right. What if he gets animated? What if he gets emotional?
Well, I'll just kind of like point it out to him and be like, dude, is this really the way you want to be portrayed on camera? And
I love you.
In front of the rest of the community? I mean,
right.
Do you really want to be looked at as that dick fucking vegan that came on the show and was an asshole to everybody? Probably not, right? Like, so that's...
Don't... And I would almost... I'm not going to give you a recommendation. Yeah, I am. Just one recommendation. Don't push the specious thing unless you can really back it up.
No, I'm just going to ask him what his response to it is, because I'd really like to see what the response to the argument, because to me it seems like the speciesist argument is a response to the veganism or moral vegetarianism standpoint.
We've gone down this rabbit hole
so I'd like to see what the counter to the counter argument is.
We've had this ethical argument with meat versus not eating meat, right?
Right. I have the perfect way to illustrate why it's a valid way to frame the topic.
If you want the conversation to follow that same rabbit trail, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But this is a chance to really explore his activism side of it. Why are you an activist?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course I'm going to ask him what he's out there doing and how he's, how successful he's been doing what he's been doing.
Right. So. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Eternal montage interest. Did I say that right?
Did we didn't? Oh, we're just kind of like randomly saying the comments. We're not always saying like
that one was just
that was just random kudos.
That was just random kudos.
Okay.
So
okay.
God and Jesus loves all of you, and He died for all of you. You guys need an intervention from the Lord. Your hearts are hardened.
The Lord.
Okay, your heart.
Lord?
Listen, well, it's capital L. I'm assuming
the
Jesus,
Lord.
God, Yahweh, right?
Yeah.
But your hearts are hardened, right?
Just like God did to Pharaoh's heart.
And you guys can read the rest of it. It's on the screen right now. But I don't think I responded. I think I ended up responding to this later. But I said, if our hearts are hardened, does that restrict our free will? Like when Yahweh hardened the Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the typical question you should ask for sure.
If he's hardening our hearts and that's why we reject him, is he restricting our free will to choose him?
Well, I feel like that the Christian argument is typically that he doesn't do anything that would mess with free will, right? That's not his MO, because he wants us not to be robots, but to be willing participants in his worship. Correct?
Unless you're a Calvinist.
Correct?
Unless you're a Calvinist, yeah.
Unless you're presupposition, yes, unless you believe in predestination. Obviously, we'll give that. But I think most would kind of be like, hey, he doesn't want you to just because he tells you have to or makes you. He wants you to do it on your own. He would never do anything that would make you not do something you didn't really want to do.
Okay, we'll keep on.
All right.
So to me, that would kind of indicate that God was bound by some sort of like cosmic prime directive, right? Like sort of like a la Star Trek, like where they vowed to not interfere with civilizations and inferior species, and when they go and they meet some new race, they can't give them an edge in their war against the rival faction, whatever. They're not supposed to interfere, but yet we see the freaking Bible it's like freaking million times in the Bible that God steps in and does something, fucks with something, throws a monkey wrench in something, or makes somebody do something, or hardens their heart, or makes them reject something on purpose, or wants to win a bet with the devil, so he fucking does all this shit to one specific guy.
Job.
And like you're saying to yourself, like, aren't you supposed to like let us do what we want to fucking do, and then if we fucking so happen to come to where we worship you of our own volition, then awesome. But yet you want to do all this shit that's supposedly supposed to make us want to worship you. Like, I've never got that.
If he wanted me to be a Christian, but he hardened my heart, and that's why I'm an atheist, whose fault is it? His or mine?
Well,
I think they're arguing that you hardened your own heart.
No. It says right here. Well, it just says your hearts are hardened. I guess it doesn't. It seems to me it's implying that God is hardening my heart.
Maybe we're just
Maybe not.
fans.
Oh, is it?
Maybe we're just quarter class fans.
True.
Pardon my heart.
I think
All right.
the implication is
All
that
right,
you did it yourself through your
Emergency
actions
brake,
or your beliefs.
Well, Chris knows about this probably more than I do. Like, how did the Calvinists justify or explain
whole
or try
animal.
to? How did they manufacture the benevolence of a being that supposedly would knowingly turn billions upon trillions of freaking souls over to the pits of hell?
That's a whole new video right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like
that's
how do they explain that? Like, how do they go? Oh yeah, he's good, right? This is a good God and everything. But yet,
But TJ,
all
that's
these,
a multi.
all these billions, they're gonna have to go burn in freaking hellfire and torture for all eternity. Sorry,
That's a multi-episode series.
like.
That's not even just a side note in a single episode. All right, so I'm going to touch on this one. We're going to do just 5,
Okay.
all right? And then
Okay.
you and Chris can do 5. We'll just keep doing 5, and so I can make them little bite size,
You crank mail?
I'm calling it mailbag because sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's bad.
Okay, sorry. Mike.
This one's bad. The only reason I'm putting this is I would like to shine a spotlight on people that want to concentrate on our looks, positive or negative. Creepy comments about Courtney is just as bad as comments about how fat I am and how, it looks like Jim needs to keep his hands out of the cookie jar, which happened.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And the only reason I'm even mentioning it right now is you're not going to get me to respond to that shit. I don't care. It's just you're making yourself look bad. If that's your best argument, or have you ever understood trolls? Have you ever trolled? Do you just do it for the lulz? I never understood that. I know I'm going to do this, and it's going to make some anonymous person feel really bad, or that's my goal, and then that somehow I get some sort of gratification.
I've never done that unprovoked.
Yeah,
I've never gone after somebody unprovoked.
I never understood it.
To just go on a website or go into a forum or go into a comment section and just purposely find the first person you can pick on and just say the worst thing that you can to make them fucking emotional.
See here,
I've never done that. No.
and see BDF 2718.
But it happens, though. I mean, shit. Fucking, you give people a basically practically anonymous platform to say whatever they want.
Is that
and they know that they can just say stuff anonymously and not be held to account for it. People will say shit.
Was Thomas Hobbes right? Are we just naturally that kind of? Is that our natural state to be just ruthless to each other like that?
Who, humans?
Yeah, dude, I've just never done it. I couldn't conceivably hurt somebody I don't even know, or someone I know, or for no reason, just to see them squirm.
I think it
gives me some sort of sick pleasure.
I think a tournament type strategy of society is more beneficial when society is facing a lot of hardships that they need to overcome and try to survive.
This is individual to individual. This is BDF 2718, who is very prolific on our channel. He answered. Remember back when we did the religion trivia? Mm-hmm. He answered our religion trivia. Right. He seemed like a pretty decent guy. But then he comes on and he sees the episode here with Andy, Randall, and Tilden, all of which, okay, some they have varying degrees of weight problem. Big deal. What? But when you say, "Wow, you got Michael Moore on your show," I'm impressed. Man, dude, why?
You and just then ignore that shit.
Tilden, cover your ears unless you. someone's
I've already read it all.
the Davy Crockett coonskin hat one. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah.
Which
He
I-
does kind of have a. He has a
I
mullet.
agree
He
with.
does have a mullet. I mean, he does.
No,
have a mullet.
no. For this episode, he had his hair over on the side. You know what? It's a unique color. It's a unique stuff. Fuck you.
Well, no, that was before the cover. This was with Shelley.
Eh.
No. This one is the
Yeah, the coonskin cap.
coonskin,
That was
the Davy Crockett cap. That was the one with Andy and Randall that you
That's
guys
the.
did.
But see, this is
whichever one. Yeah.
actually funny enough. What me and Courtney have actually tried to tell you about this kind of shit is that there's a price to be paid for having a free marketplace of ideas and an open
Oh.
dialogue in society.
Don't get me wrong. You know I'm not
Is
going to
that
delete
you have
that.
to look at the horrible, listen to the horrible shit sometimes, right along with the shit that makes sense and
I
is
get
useful.
you, man. I get you. But I'm just, you know our show. We're not going to delete this.
No.
It stays. It's a free marketplace of ideas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just asking, why would you want to fucking
Why? Oh
say
yeah.
that
Oh,
shit?
don't ask that because there's any number of fucking explanations why people would fucking be shitty to other people. I mean, really? How long have you lived on this planet? How long have you been part of this human race?
It doesn't bother me. 3
People
years,
can be fucking terrible.
2.5 years of doing this, I've got thick ass rhino skin. So it's not bothering me. I just wonder sometimes
Well,
why.
it's like, yeah, like why do you got to do that, man? But you know, it's like you ask yourself in your head, and you're like, well, can I do anything about it? No, because what am I gonna tell that dude? That's gonna
But I
fucking
just
make
don't
about me a piece of
understand.
shit. Nothing. So you just fucking be like, okay, I can't control it. So
I just
move
don't
on.
understand why
Moving on.
they why they do it though. All right, that's 5. So there'll be we have a little more mail to answer, and so next episode that you watch will be Chris and TJ, and they'll do 5 more. But hope you enjoyed that. And
And me.
and
Guys, don't forget, it would really help us out a lot if you subscribe to the channel.
Right down
and
there.
Bang the notification bell.
See it down there?
Appreciate it.
yeah, and see it's red right now because you haven't subscribed. So turn that gray and see the little bell next to it. Hit that bell. And I just learned a new on the analytics.
Links to the Patreon and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are going to be down in.
And we're on
the link
Stitcher and
below.
iTunes, and people
Stitcher
forget
and
that.
iTunes.
So if you can listen to us on the way to work,
We are technically a podcast.
yes. You put something, a default upload in our description section, something about 14 or only 14 or 16% of our viewers are actually subscribed, which is insane. So
Oh, it should be way more than that, man. If you
yeah,
guys
chances are
watching
good
this, man,
right now
subscribe.
that you're not even subscribed to the channel. So hey, they're not always as shitty as this one. There's some
No.
good stuff. We got Aaron Raw, we got Richard Carrier. We just had John Loftus on the show. So go back and look at the good ones too.
Likes and subscribes are free, and as always, the Patreon's up too if you guys want to help us out. We've actually upgraded our video equipment recently, so every time you guys give us even $1, as little as $1, it helps us out with making the show better. So appreciate it.